I look at that in two ways. One, I think it's hard to ignore the impacts of HR1, of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, and what that puts on interconnection right now. The deadlines are there, they're real. And what happens in tax policy kind of blew my mind the first time I realized it, which is that customer tax credit eligibility is dependent upon not just the companies installing for them, but the utilities that they are connected to. So there's some near-term stuff that's happening. There's some states that have stepped up. Maryland was the first state to step up. Their Public Services Commission said, let's open up a proceeding and explore, like, how does this federal legislation impact Maryland and its clean energy goals, and what role does interconnection have in it? There have been a few other states that have done the same. We're on a short clock right now on this. Washington, D.C. actually put together what I think is the most promising set of regulations, was to set up a temporary conditional interconnection program that basically authorized utilities to staff up, knowing there's going to be this big rush ahead of those tax credit deadlines, made sure that they were authorizing equipment purchases ahead of time so that utilities aren't, buying transformers and other equipment towards the end of the project, but stocking up kind of standard equipment. And most importantly, providing the opportunity for conditional permission to operate, right? So one of the big pieces of federal tax credit qualifications are the placed in service requirements. And so a big part of that is typically PTO. And utility upgrades, depending on the size of the project, can take a really long time. And, as you get to the end of the year in the northern part of the country, utilities are fighting with weather. They got crews that need to respond to outages. They may have bad weather days when they're going out to put in some of these upgrades. What those conditional PTO allow is for a project to basically get utility approval to operate to satisfy the place in service requirements. And if it takes a little bit longer for the utility to interconnect, then that doesn't affect the customer's tax credit eligibility. That's a big deal. And so, I think when we think about interconnection, that has to be front of mind right now, right? Like, how do we get as much, subsidized clean energy on the grid with the tax credits that remain and reduce risk, right, for projects that have been in a interconnection queue potentially for years already and are finally getting to the place where they could interconnect, but may have this uncertain pathway forward depending on utility processes.